When it comes to fashion, do you avidly follow what the magazines tell you, or do you stick to the same look year in, year out? Well, 61% of mature women feel that their age group is forgotten by the high street, and 19% said that they struggle to find their style identity. Well, proves no mistake in your look. I see that's 300 yards. But when I first knew you, you would never have dressed in bright colours.
No. Exactly. I was trying to be a man.
Yeah. Well, no, it's because we worked for a newspaper where we were surrounded by men, and we thought it was the only way to get on.
Yeah, the only way to get on. The first suit that I ever bought was pinstriped, tailored by a man's tailor.
Yes.
What changed your mind about using colour?
Well, I've always liked colour, but I didn't dare wear it. And then I started to be a bit braver. I got married in a red dress, you know.
Did you?
And but when I married John, he was a fashion designer and a manufacturer, and so he really pushes me. If I say, "Do you think these earrings are too extreme?" He says, "No, no, have the bigger ones." You know, he always pushes me.
Oh, that's good, isn't it?
It's great, and he buys all my clothes on.
And you let him? I mean, you're happy.
Absolutely.
To, yeah.
But I mean, sometimes he comes along and shows me a couple of dresses, and he says, "What about this?" And I say, "Oh, I'll never wear that. Absolutely."
But you went...
send it straight back.
Hang on a minute. You were on the catwalk in London Fashion Week recently in a completely outrageous outfit.
I know, but that was a joke.
Oh, let's have a look.
You know, look, here you go.
Look at me.
Oh, my goodness.
Look, you look fantastic.
Well,
Can I ask you why you did that?
That happened because the designers are friends of mine, and they design clothes that are absolutely zero waste, is their big thing. And so they'd asked me to do one fashion show, which I did about 6 months ago. And then they said, "Will you do the next one?" And because I'd enjoyed the first one, I said yes.
They put you in.
And then they put me in that.
I love it. Well, I have to say, I've still got about half Dorian Green's wardrobe at home.
Have you?
And yeah,
and do you ever wear it?
Yes, I do. I'm afraid I do. I wear a lot of leopard skin and a lot of very.
So when you're in costume,
You've got
as it
great
were,
legs.
Thank you.
Leslie, do you become the character?
I do slightly, yes. But sometimes, you know, if you're asked somewhere, people actually want to see what they know you best for. And Dorian Green was what I'm known best for. And but at those days, we used to have... Mind you, I've still got shoulders, haven't I? I forgot. Didn't realise that.
You had massive shoulders.
I had massive shoulders. And I can still get in them. And there was one episode where I sang like a virgin. I
don't know why I'm laughing,
song for
yeah,
you.
I don't know why you're laughing, Janet Sweetwater. And I wore a dress which was very short, and I can still get in it, and that gives me huge pleasure, and I do wear it sometimes. And yes, but I don't think there's enough really fabulous gear for older women, I will say. I think everything that we wear...
Well, my mantra would be colour, colour, colour. The older I get, the more colour I want.
Yeah.
And you know what? Young people don't really need colour, because if you're young, you're so beautiful anyway, just your youth does it.
I think we're all beautiful.
And if you get to my age, you wait. When you get to my age, you need a little help. and if I've got one tip for people, I would say, and this is not just because I sell things myself, I just really believe it. I think that we waste far too much money on handbags and shoes. And where do they sit? In the cupboard or under the table.
Yeah, the end of my legs.
Nobody looks at them.
No.
If you wear necklaces and glasses and earrings, they're bang in your eye line, and people see them.
Yes.
So
now,
change your spending habits.
I've got one final question.
What's that?
Grey hair.
Grey. No! Listen, I'll tell you what, I'm the only woman here who's embraced the grey.
No way.
Look at you, blonde, brunette and redhead.
Mystery colour.
And I don't believe they're real.
Did you resist going grey for a while?
I did. When I first... Yes, I used to streak it. You know, when everybody had lots of different streaks, I had streaks.
Yeah.
But then after a while, I thought the streak I liked best was the grey one.
Yeah,
you know,
but it's stylish, and you look great, and your hair looks fabulous.
I like
and you're happy in it. I wouldn't be happy. The only time I thought I might be happy was when I couldn't get to the hairdresser during COVID. And then I thought, shall I go grey? But I can't.
A question on an online forum has sparked our interest after someone asked, how can I cure loneliness when I have no friends? So this got us thinking about the importance of friendship and having someone to turn to in those tougher times. Prue, would you say you're someone with a big circle of friends? I mean...
No, I don't have many very close friends. My best friend from university days lives in Canada, so that's not much good.
Yes.
And my very best friend was my brother who died, so that's no good. But I have masses and masses of acquaintances and a lot of, you know, I suppose we're very lucky, us lot, because we go on different shows, we meet, we're always meeting interesting new people. And you always think they're going to be your great friends.
Yes.
But you're all too busy to ever see each other. So I'm not very good at friendship. My husband is brilliant at friendship. He writes cards, he talks to people, he really works at friendship. But I don't do that.
Yeah, but you see, what you've said, he writes cards, he keeps in contact. The world we live in now is so much online. And when you see people walking along and they're like this in their phones, and also shopping online. It used to be a day you'd walk down the street, you'd go to the post office, you'd go into the bank, you'd meet people all the time. I'm very lucky because when I work on a show, then I'm meeting with people all the time. I've got friends from back when I was practically born. From 2.5, I'm still in contact with those friends. And also I work with a lot of young people, if I like Sister Act I've just been doing, there'll be a lot of people, every age group. So I always try and take about 2 or 3 good friends away from every show. But I do think being online now negates so much with all of this because people are living their lives through all of this and you think, put it down and talk to people. Go out.
And people are working from home so much now.
They are.
So I think that makes it very difficult to make friends because you meet partners, you make friends, and then you might meet future husbands or partners or whatever through work, and all that has vanished since COVID.
It has. I do think that you have to work at friendships, and
you do.
Maybe it's because I moved from Ireland to England, but I've always tried very hard to keep in touch. Now I don't do any social media stuff at all. Lift the phone, the good old phone, I want to have a chat. And even when I can print off sort of information from my computer, but even then, I'll say to somebody, just get me a phone number, will you? And I like to phone people. And now, as I mentioned earlier in the programme, when I lost my lovely husband 4 or 5 months ago, you realise the real importance of family you know about, because I have a great family. But friendship, then friends got in touch that maybe you haven't seen for ages.
But you know what also is lovely? One thing I really like about these WhatsApp groups. During COVID, my street formed a WhatsApp group. It was amazing. You couldn't go out the house to talk to anybody. So I used to do things like, I've ordered too many parsnips. If I leave some outside the front door, can you give me some apples?
I've got this vision of Dorian eating a parsnip. That's
as long as it was a big fat one. Anyway, moving on. But no, but that's what we did. We used to leave things outside and people would collect.
Yes.
That was absolutely... And since then, I've made so many friends that I never talked to before because of this WhatsApp group.
But I think the real problem, to answer that question, if you don't have any friends, how can you cure loneliness? It's really difficult because it's all very well us sitting here saying, join a club, join a WhatsApp group, do this. If you're unhappy, that's the last thing you want to do. You're almost... it's much more difficult if you're depressed and unhappy to break out of that. Enough to join a club or
you've
go
got
to the
really
gym.
like yourself, I think, and think there's something within me that I value that other people might enjoy too. And like you, I have a very small group of very, very close friends that go back to right when I was at college, half a century ago. But I've got a lot of acquaintances that you meet through work who are all really brilliant company, but they're not actually that close friends. But my close friends have definitely replaced my family because all my family are dead and I was never that close to them anyway.
Do you think this gets worse and worse the older you get? And if you feel more and more lonely the older you get, what's the answer? To say go to
I don't think no.
So you think it could happen any time in life? It's not just because we're talking about age, it's not just the older you get.
I think there are many, many people, particularly women, because we tend to live longer than men, who are living on their own, their partners died, their family lives in Australia or away, and they just have nobody. And I think that's really... there are very good charities that are befriending befriending societies. But again, you have to be in the right mood to accept a friend.
But that's what I wanted
can't
to say,
say the
actually.
word befriender.
On the serious side, loneliness is one of the biggest problems in this country.
Yes.
And you're right.
But it's not just old people.
We
I think it's
are
important
absolutely
to
not
say.
old people.
We're in a bubble of
We
privilege.
are in a business where we do meet people all the time, so we're lucky. But there are many organisations who actually concentrate a lot on lonely people who might be slightly disabled or just not able to get about. And they can be accessed, and they go in and maybe have a cup of tea with them, just a chat. A lot of people just want a conversation, or they'll do their shopping for them. So there is help out there, but you have to ask for it. Yeah. But just on the funny side, this was Sue Janet. I remember somebody saying with loneliness, if you want to meet a fella, just join up with a dance class. You know, a bit like Strictly Come Dancing. And then you have the physical contact and you're learning something together. So I'm keeping that at the back of my mind.
I think it's called the Strictly curse.
Yes, exactly.
If you are feeling lonely, there are groups that you can turn to for support, which you can reach through our website, itv.com/helplines.